Namaste friends, I am Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar, Global Convener United Consciousness. Mahatma Gandhi once said, be the change that you want to see in the world. World has always seen two forces. Forces which unite us together and forces which divide us. And there has been two approaches towards these forces. Either criticizing what is wrong or contributing in establishing what is right. United Consciousness is a global initiative of Project Self to contribute and establish divine beyond divides with a mission of one consciousness, one being. Because it is the same blood that flows in all. It is the same water that nourishes us. It is the same air that enriches us. It is the same earth that holds us. Same space envelops us. When a tiny virus doesn't discriminate between us, let's not let any mental virus divide us. Let's not discuss what happens before birth or what will happen after death. Let's focus on what happens after birth and what should happen before death. How should I live and lead in accord with my true nature? Maharshi Patanjali has established a divine scripture called Yoga Sutram, which talks about me identifying my own true nature, the philosophy of oneness, philosophy of union, uniting mind, body and soul, uniting me, you and all. Because when there is chaos inside, certainly there will be conflict outside. When there will be peace inside, there will be prosperity outside. Yoga Sutra establishes a grand model of 8 steps towards an ideal world. First step being yama, restraints, purifying my external behavior towards others and fellow beings, creating an ethically high society. Second, observations, niyamas, purifying my internal behavior, my understanding towards myself, making me an elevated individual. Then asanas, making a physically fit world with a purified body, a world with no disease. Pranayama, breath regulation, leads to purification of breath and regulation of mind. Pratyahara, sense control, leads to purification of sense and a non-distracted mind. Dharana, concentration, ability to focus on any object at my own will, leads to purification of mind and a focused mind. A regulated, non-distracted, focused mind certainly assures high quality of life. Then dhyana, meditation, ability to focus deep and long, leads to purification of I-ness, leads to culminates into fixing mind on my true purpose of life. And finally samadhi, absorption, purifying self and absorbed in my own purpose of life, reaching the goal of life. Yoga envisages a world where I am individually elevated with niyamas. We establish an ethically rooted society in yamas, physically healthy society with asanas, mentally peaceful world with pranayam and pratyahara, spiritually elevated world with dharana and dhyana, and enlightened being with samadhi. Then only there will be Ram Rajya established. Kingdom of heaven will be established, and that will be a real promised land. So dear friends, United Consciousness invites all of you together between 18th to 26th of June to contribute and witness one of the world's most diversified yoga event, International Yoga Week celebration. Sit back and witness one of the grand masters of yoga philosophy, life coaches, dancers, practitioners, meditators coming together on a common platform from more than 120 countries of the world to contribute in establishing divine beyond divides. So sit back, relax and enjoy and witness and get benefited by this grand event. I would like to extend my thanks to European Yoga Federation, AYT Australia, Yogismo International South America, Project Self Incorporation USA, Spiritual Council in Africa, Siddhashram, Yoga Vidya Germany, Yogalam, World Movement for Ayurveda and Yoga for having contributed in this event. Thank you very much.
I'm very honored and delighted to welcome our performance from the organization Play for Change. Play for Change is not only the organization, but it is a movement created to inspire and connect the world through music and break the boundaries. They reimagine a world connected by music to spread a global message of hope and unity. Playing for Change was born in 2002 as a shared vision between co-founder Mark Johnson and Whitney Kroenke. This musical journey resulted in the award-winning documentary, A Cinematic Discovery of Street Music. Today, Play for Change musical group is playing the song, What a Wonderful World. And in the group we have African Children's Choir Uganda, French Children's Choir France, Grandpa Elliot USA, Hugo France, Jensen Tamba Congo, West Los Angeles Children's Choir USA.
Blessed days and the dark secret night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Play for Change musical group for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness and giving such a wonderful performances. The unnecessary chasing of demands of the senses and mind lead us to many problems of stress, pain, anxiety, anger, etc. And we, the most sensitive beings, remain away from the true realization of happiness and peace. Project Self Bharat is an organization created for supporting individuals of any background to build a strong foundation for a lifelong wellness. We focus on a holistic view of human personality and aim to bring the body, mind, and spirit into a balanced and healthy state. Our vision is to empower individuals to find harmony, peace, and completeness in themselves. Our program includes the Bhagavad Gita classes. Bhagavad Gita classes is a systematic learning program for a detailed study of Bhagavad Gita. It aims to provide a world-class education program and knowledge base for Bhagavad Gita. In this program, we include the deep learning, a systematic learning program for a detailed study of Bhagavad Gita, inspiring thoughts, inspiring and uplifting weekly messages based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Gita Sadhana, weekly studied practices based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, scientific connections, exploration of the concepts in modern science and management that are relevant to the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Sanskrit musing, a systematic analysis of the Sanskrit terms used in Bhagavad Gita. Project Self also run Vedanta classes. This is a systematic learning program for the study of Vedanta, one of the world's most ancient, broadest, highest and deepest spiritual vision. Project Self Bharat aims to provide holistic wellness program for the overall development of human beings. We offer programs on inculcating human values and moral elevation through the study of Indian scriptures. We encourage good health and well-being by providing the classes on yoga and meditation. All our programs are based on the real challenges and problems faced by the people of 21st century. We are logical and scientifically minded, and the sessions we provide are rooted in a scientific approach. Our language is not religious, contemplative, or mystical, but that of a common person. We believe in universal tolerance and we accept all religions, traditions as true. Our approach is the assimilation of all and not the exclusivity of one. Our programs and services are open to people of any background, irrespective of nationality, religion, and professional background. Of United Consciousness, I feel highly honored to welcome our next esteemed guest, who is renowned as the First Lady of Yoga. She is Dr. Hansaji Yogendra. She is currently the director of the Yoga Institute, Mumbai, the world's oldest organized yoga center. She is also the chairperson of Yoga Certification Committee for Quality Council of India, President of International Board of Yoga, and Senior Vice President, International Association of Yoga Therapists. She is the leading face of householder yoga and has conducted over 1 lakh theoretical and practical sessions of yoga till date. She made the nation proud by sharing the stage alongside Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji at the first International Day of Yoga in New Delhi, recognizing and honoring the philanthropic work done under Dr. Hansaji Yogendra's guidance. The Yoga Institute won the prestigious Prime Minister's Award for spreading the yoga goodness to all in June 2018. Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has facilitated the Yoga Institute Mumbai with the Prime Minister's Award of Outstanding Contribution for Promotion and Development of Yoga for the year 2018-19. In recognition of the honor, the Prime Minister applauded the Institute's standards set for yoga education, research, publication, innovation and creativity. Bharat Gaurav Award honors given to Dr. Hansaji Yogendra for extraordinary contribution and excellence in the field of yoga. She has authored and co-authored over 50 books, of which Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, How to Reverse Heart Disease, Pregnancy, Parenthood are quite popular. Dr. Hansaji has undertaken many social service initiatives for the betterment of society and transforming lives of the millions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Hansaji Yogendra.
Namaskar. I am happy to be addressing you all today as a part of this year's celebration of International Day of Yoga. My dear Vikrant Singh and his team of United Consciousness are very dedicated and hardworking and are always working towards some positive goal and cause. I appreciate their service and hard work. May they achieve greater and greater height always. Yoga is not just simply a philosophy at the Yoga Institute. For us, it is a way of life which is meant to be practiced on a daily basis by everyone. The way of yoga is not the way of getting degree in classrooms or in the university. It is a practical way of life. Yoga is not only how you act, it is also how you feel and think. Yoga stands for balancing actions, emotions, and thoughts. And balancing all these can come only from mindfulness. So, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness doesn't mean blankness or an absence of pain. We have to generate this Vairagya Bhav. And Vairagya Bhav comes only when you do your duties in your life well. When you gain more and more knowledge about life well, then slowly this Vairagya or detachment comes in you. Now, Vairagya Bhav means looking at things objectively in life, letting all emotions and feelings come, but not holding on to them. Vairagya doesn't mean renunciation, that going away to forest and then forgetting about the world. We in life have to develop heightened awareness. We have to start observing our emotions. Which emotion is good, which emotion is bad, which is a positive, strong emotion, and which is a negative, weakening emotion, we should know. We should consciously choose emotions and thoughts and so actions which are good for us. Mindfulness will allow you to meet any situation with clarity, and that would help us to make us so capable that we can face any situation without fear. Remember, the butterfly and the mosquitoes both have wings, but the butterfly flies to gather nectar and the mosquito flies to suck blood. Give wings to all that which is good for your mind, and automatically you will find good. You should know what is bad. You should pay attention to what is bad, and you will find nothing good there. Understand one thing, mindfulness is a very clinical thing. Mindfulness does not bring any joy on its own. It gives you greater experience. It leads to greater awareness of what you are experiencing, whether you like it or not. Mindfulness is an idea of being in present. Consciousness is what is happening right now, without worrying about the past or the future. When you train your mind to be focused on the now, you realize there is so much potential in every moment. When you train your mind to focus on every moment, you free the present moment from worry about the past and the future. When you find freedom from worries of past and future, you find a source of joy in every moment. Remember, you will not know the weight of worry till you know the joy of freedom from worry. There is a story of a mummy deer. Mummy deer was about to deliver. So she walked from jungle towards a nice pond. She made the place little clean for her, and she was about to sit there, and behind she found that the forest caught fire and forest was really burning. She was little frightened. She looked in front and she saw that there was one tiger who was looking at her to approach to her. On the other side, she saw a hunter who was aiming at her only. So from all sides, behind fire, on right side tiger, on left side hunter, and in front water. This is how she was totally surrounded. Now worry is there all around, but she focused on her delivery. She looked at the baby which was slowly coming out, and when baby came out, she was just attending to that baby, leaking the baby's body out and so on. And they found that she was totally engrossed in this joy of present, and suddenly a thunder and a rain falls, and then here the fire behind got extinguished because of thunder. Hunter's hand shook, and the arrow, instead of hitting the deer, it hit the tiger which was just pouncing on deer. Tiger looked at hunter in fears, and hunter ran away, and tiger behind him. So this whole scenario, the fire got extinguished. Here tiger also went away, hunter also went away, and this little mummy deer is so happily busy in the present moment, this moment, not worrying about anything around, and she really was joyful, peaceful and happy. So remember that you will not know the weight of worry till you know the joy of freedom from worry. When we talk about joy, this feeling of gratitude definitely overpowers us. So many good things are happening around. We are not registering anything. We should register all those good things which are happening, all things which are happening around, and feel very happy and feel gratitude. So let us have some easy tips to find out how to train our mind to focus on the present moment and find joy. You will ask me, what is it? So the easiest way to find joy in our life is through gratitude. When you develop an attitude of gratitude in your mind, the darkness does not scare us. For we are sure that morning is near. When we are grateful, we find joy in the night, in stars, in moon, in waves, in breeze. If you are not grateful for what you already have, what makes you think that you will be happy with what you want? The attitude of gratitude teaches us to find happiness in our life. When we are happy, we tend to do more, go after the things we want, and thus we actually end up getting what you wanted. So, train your mind to be grateful for today, for this moment as it is. You will find joy enter your life, and with that joy, success and prosperity will too come gushing towards you. See, remember that when you are grateful for everything, everything is a gift. When you are grateful for nothing, nothing will be a fit. So remember, true happiness comes when our mind can find joy in present moment. True happiness comes when we are not lost in the past or worrying or trying to imagine the future. True joy comes when we nurture the present moment, when we are mindful of the present, grateful for the present. We can take right action, and that is the source of unlimited joy. Namaskar.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Dr. Hansaji Yogendra for coming on to the platform of United Consciousness and sharing her views. Thank you so much. On behalf of United Consciousness, I take this opportunity to welcome our esteemed guest, Professor Nageshwar Rao, Vice Chancellor Indira Gandhi Open University, New Delhi since 2018. He was also the Vice Chancellor of Uttarakhand Open University, Haldwani. Professor Rao received the doctorate in philosophy from University of Allahabad and ICWA from Institute of Cost and Management Accounts of India, Kolkata. He has written 8 books, among which Administration on Public Enterprises in India and Communication Skills are very popular. He is also Chair Professor Ambedkar Peeth, Vikram University, Ujjain, and Honorary Secretary Institute of Gandhian Thought and Peace Studies, University of Allahabad. He has the charge of Vice Chancellor of Kumaon University, Nainital, and also Vice Chancellor of Uttar Pradesh, Rajashri Tandon Open University, Allahabad. From October 1990, he is a university professor in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Business Management, where he was the director of institute for more than 13 years. He was conferred fellow at Commonwealth of Learning, Canada in Scotland during September 2019. On 30th July 2018, he was conferred Nehru Literacy Award of Indian Adult Education Association, New Delhi, by His Excellency the Vice President of India. He is also actively involved in developing appropriate policy framework at national level for promoting online education in the country. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Professor Nageshwar Rao.
Good morning to all of you. Happy occasion to meet you all, and that too speaking on a topic which is of national relevance: yoga and management. The phrase yoga, the word yoga, is in our mindset since long. Yoga shows us that how we can unite mind, body, and soul. Fortunately, I am a student of yoga for the last 45 years, and also as a student of management for the last 40 years. And if we synthesize the two, then we find that both yoga and management, they are related to each other. A student of management can excel with the basics of yoga. Yoga signifies healthy mind, healthy body, and pure soul. If you integrate all the three and tries to put it in the domain of management or the practicing managers, we will find that our managers, they will be more effective, more efficient, more goal-oriented, or the result-oriented. The discipline of management is also interdisciplinary. And when we see the interdisciplinary nature of management, the quality of decision making, because once we take a decision, it has got its own implications. The decision is to be the best one. But as Peter Drucker has said, we always strive for that best. The quality of decision, it should be best, but we are striving for that ideal goal. Yoga supplements with healthy body, pure soul, and mind clarity. I would like to pick up a few examples which may see the significance, which may see the importance of yoga in management. As a leader, it is being said that there are four types of leaders. Leader is concerned with the task. Leader has also to maintain the relationships. Task orientation and the relationship orientation. Both are to be maintained. And that is the ideal combination for which all leaders they strive for. And for that, the discipline of yoga, the science of yoga, even the practice of yoga helps us to achieve that. We should not be a leader wherein neither the task is important nor the relationship is important. A failure in terms of leadership. Only task is important, but relationship is not important. In that case also, long-term goals cannot be visualized. And when we see only relationships are important without looking at the task, the purpose of the objective of leadership is difficult. So therefore, we must always strive to see that how the relationship and the task both must have the judicious mix to get the best results out of leadership. And this is possible through the science of yoga. Healthy mind, healthy body, and pure soul. Quality of decision making will always improve. And the goal is clear, concerned with task and the concern with relationship. Both we have to look into it. And here, because of the science of yoga, we are in a position to understand at a particular point of time. We may do not understand the relationship. We may forget the relationship. We may look at only the task. And sometimes we forget about the task when we find that our subordinates, our colleagues, they are in a state of distress. We forget the task and the relationship is important. So all these four blocks, the person will understand only when he practices the yoga. In another area where the science of yoga is much more relevant, that is the conflict. Mind is having lots of thoughts. The flow of thoughts, they always continue. Positive thoughts, negative thoughts. And these negative thoughts sometimes forces us to go for negative actions. But our concern is that positive thoughts and positive actions. And for that, the positive mindset is important. Again here, the healthy body, pure mind, the pure soul. They help us to go for the functional effect of those conflicts, not the dysfunctional. Because we have to see that in a set of managerial environment, we have to maintain our own status as an effective doer, and at the same time, we must promote others, motivate others, that they may also contribute significantly for the cause. Conflicts are not bad. That is why the functional conflict and dysfunctional conflict both are being looked into. And yoga promotes to think in terms of the functional conflict. The third specific and generic issue to which we all confront is the present day environment, when a manager has to be innovative, A manager has to be creative. And for that, the mind power is important. And this mind power is being strengthened through yoga. Left hand side of the brain, right hand side of the brain. Left hand side of the brain, it talks about the rational thinking. The right hand side of the brain, it talks about our imagination. We must have a judicious blend of both imagination and the rational mind and imaginative mindset. If both are being integrated, then we will have an innovative setup, a setup which is going to strengthen the newer ideas base. We can also strengthen our brainstorming activities. Through that, we can get good number of newer ideas. And all those ideas, they help us to chart newer course of actions, newer path. And that is the prime concern of a manager. If you see that how your mental balance is more important for leading the organization to a success. And this mental balance, again, you will get it through the yoga. Stress management is one more area. Distress or Eurostress. Distress frustrates us. And a manager, after getting lots of knowledge and skills in the realm of discipline, but his mental state is not strong enough to deal with complex situations, then this distress is going to disturb the entire equilibrium. Stress, the positive stress, it promotes our energy. It gives us incentive to work hard, to achieve our goals, to be effective. So that positive stress, that will also come through the science of yoga. And last but not the least, managerial skills, they usually focus on the skills. And that is why in management science, the business ethics, the ethical aspects, they are being appended as a separate paper. But when a student of yoga is there, the pure soul purity is also being looked into. How your means are important, that is also being talked about. Then you see that ethical issues, which are quite important in the field of management, they will automatically come into our day-to-day managerial activities. It is also being said that for a successful manager, he should be skill strong as well as value strong also. And for becoming value strong, the person has to look at the pure ethical traits, value system. Of course, this value system, he may inherit from the society, he may get it from the education, but the best way to have this ethical issues, if they come through your mind, through your soul, then that will be much effective to get the possible results. And here we see that this sort of implications, wherever we see, because the management consists of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and most importantly, decision making in almost all the spheres, in almost all the activities relating to the managerial positions. The discipline, the science of this yoga helps us to give better performance, helps us to give better results. So I always feel, and this is my humble opinion also, that yoga supports our managerial initiatives more effectively. We can do wonders if we practice the science of yoga regular basis. No stress, positive conflicts, task oriented and relationship oriented management, more creative and innovative setup. Everything is possible, and that is what we all strive for. And I simply end by saying that these two cannot be segregated. Even for yoga also, you have to manage this activity. Life management is there, health management is there. So how you are managing this yoga activities, for that also the basic managerial skills that can also be applied. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be with you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
On behalf of United
On behalf of
Consciousness,
United Consciousness,
the way you
the way
explain
you explain the importance
of yoga in
yoga
decision
in
making,
decision-making,
having functional
functional
task
conflict,
and
task
relationship-oriented
relationship-oriented leadership,
having mental
having
balance,
mental balance,
creativity and innovation
creativity
at
and innovation
workplace.
at workplace,
Really has inspired
really
us.
inspired us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you
for
very much,
blessing
sir,
us.
for blessing us.
Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Professor Nageshwar Rao for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness and sharing his views. Thank you so much. On behalf of United Consciousness, I take this opportunity to welcome our next guest, Ms. Medina Bandashova. She's a yoga practitioner and instructor from Dushanbe, Kazakhstan. She started training in yoga in 2015. She's curious about various schools of yoga and continues to explore and learn about them. After 5 years of engaging with yoga, she started training beginners. She believes that teaching yoga to others have improved her own practice, and it has brought many positive changes to her students as well as her life.
My name is Medina. I'm from Dushanbe, Tajikistan.
I'm very much excited to welcome and introduce our next performer, Mr. Hosu from Honduras. Director at the World's Association of Throat Singing and work for Führung at Hosu and Trans-Mongolia Co-Limited and team leader at Hosu Music. Studied at the Hamburg School of Music, attended from 2002 to 2004. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome the wonderful performance by Mr. Hosu.
I welcome you on United Consciousness International Yoga Day, organized by United Consciousness Global. I am Hassan, proud singer from Mongolia.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Mr. Hosu for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness and giving such a beautiful performance. Thank you so much. On behalf of United Consciousness, I take this opportunity to welcome our next guest, Ms. Medina Bandashova. She's a yoga practitioner and instructor from Dushanbe, Tajikistan. She started training in yoga in 2015. She's curious about various schools of yoga and continues to explore and learn about them. After 5 years of engaging with yoga, she started training beginners. She believes that teaching yoga to others has improved her own practice, and it has brought many positive changes to her students as well as her life.
My name is Medina. I'm from Dushanbe, Tajikistan.
Our next performance is from the artist Guo Guo from Lijiang, Yunnan province in China. This old city is recognized as a UNESCO heritage site at the steps of the Tibet Plateau, where several minority ethnic groups live together and share their traditional and cultures. Guo Guo plays Lijiang Traditional Nexi Orchestra. She also performed a Johop solo and has been invited to France. Aimé Guo Guo is a Chinese musician from the Yi ethnic group. Yi is an ethnic group present in China, Vietnam, and Thailand. In China, they live primarily in rural areas of Yunnan and Sichuan, usually in mountain regions. She is a Johar player, well recognized by experts and audience all around the world. Without a doubt, the best player of the traditional South Chinese Johor. But Aimé Guo Guo is also a singer and a traditional singing touch the heart and the soul with melodies of ancient times. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Guo Guo from China for her musical performance.
大家好，
我是彝族口前演奏者马果果，欢迎您参与由全球联合意识组织的国际联合意识瑜伽周。接下来我要给大家演奏一首彝族口弦《火把节之夜》。
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank the artist from China, Ms. Go Go, for her ravishing musical performance. Thank you so much for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Our next speaker is a versatile personality. He is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He has done his doctorate in business management and master's in philosophy. He is a national merit holder in electronics-enabled training from Indian Society of Training and Development, New Delhi. He is Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar. Dr. Tomar is a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of business world. He has authored the book Rule the World as Krishna Did. He addressed first World Spiritual Parliament Hyderabad International Conference on Innovative Business Management as a keynote speaker, and his thoughts on impact of Indian philosophy on modern management were also appreciated at Philosophy of Management Conference, Oxford, London, International Conference on Enterprise System and Best Management Practices organized by Global Digital Business Society, USA. He is on a mission of happiness here and now. The aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing the knowledge from ancient scriptures into our lives. His message throughout has long been that you can think of happiness or even catch happiness for a while, but you can never buy happiness. Many have found themselves spiritually elevated because of his teachings on Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta, etc. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar.
Namaste, friends. My topic to talk today is of Raja Yoga. Before I begin, I have few questions for you. How many of you agree with what I am going to say? You may raise your hands. The society in which we are living today, how many of you felt hurt in relationships? Raise your hands. How many of you ever felt don't know whom to trust? How many of you felt that at times in our society, products are valued more than people? How many of you ever felt commitments are fake in present times? How many of you felt that yes, in our society, we compare ourselves with others and many times we feel jealous? How many of us feel that world is not trustworthy? How many of us felt feeling of insufficiency? How many of us felt don't know what I actually want in life? How many of you felt lack of patience, passion, or perseverance? How many of you notice that there is lots of ego in the society? How many of you have ever suffered or are suffering from lifestyle diseases? How many of you feel exhausted and tired in work or in life? How many of you struggle with distracted mind, feel lethargy or lack of energy? How many of you have lack of span of attention, not much span of attention, or have inability to focus? Or how many of you are not finding flow of life? If any of these are your questions of life, then the session is for you, and Raj Yoga is the solution. What is Raj Yoga? Raja means the highest, the king. The principle of the principal practices, the best practices, the most proven practices, Raja. Yoga means that will integrate you to your objective of life, that will integrate you to yourself, that will integrate your thoughts, words, and actions. Because our thoughts becomes our feelings becomes our words becomes our actions becomes our habits becomes our character, and character becomes our destiny. So Raj Yoga is the key to deal with all these problems. Let's think about it, how it can help us to deal with these problems. So there are 8 limbs, stages in Raj Yoga: Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, it is called. Let's understand them one by one and see how these problems of our society can be dealt with Raja Yoga. First is Yama. Yama, there are 5 yamas that you need to observe. Ahimsa is the first. Ahimsa means no tendency of hurting any being in any manner. Now, while listening these limbs, imagine a person in your life who has these qualities. Just start imagining any person in your life who has these qualities. Listen and just imagine. First, no ahimsa. Ahimsa means no tendency of hurting any being in any manner. You have a person in life who never hurt you. Second is satya, means being one in thought, speech, and action. The person is very trustworthy and very soft spoken. Third is aparigraha, means ability to see problems caused by preservation. If I accumulate a lot, I will suffer. So that person in your life believes in minimalism. He is happy in whatever is given. Fourth, brahmacharya, walking with the awareness of the highest reality, high level of commitment he or she has for you. Asteya, freedom from desire of any improper appropriation. Whatever is not mine, I am not claiming for it. Does not look at whatever is not mine. This is what is yama. Second is called niyamas. Imagine people in the society with niyamas. Niyama, first 5 niyamas. First is shacha, purity of body and thoughts. People have, that person have clarity and purity of thoughts and the body. Santosha means being happy with what you have and then strive for better. Person who is full of gratitude. Swadhyaya, studying and reflecting upon self, so that the person or people, they are very clear in their life. No confusion, not at all confused, beyond doubts. Next is tapa, burning all the desires in the fire of self-discipline for higher purpose. The person is hardworking with perseverance. And last, fifth niyama is Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender self to the Supreme. The person is believer in God, believer in higher. And then this is first 2 limbs. Third limb, asana, ability to sit stably and comfortably in a pose is asana. That person is physically fit. Pranayama, regulation of life force. That person is energetic. Pratyahara, ability to withdraw senses at will. That person is very attentive and remains in the present. Doesn't like pendulum go in past and future always. Worries for future, regrets for past. No, he remains present in time. Dharana, ability to fix mind to any point. That person has high span of attention. When you talk to that person gives you complete 100% unadulterated attention. Dhyana, repetitive, continuous, uninterrupted stream of on that one point of focus. That person is completely focused. Samadhi, completely absorbed in whatever he does or she does. That person remains in flow. Whatever he or she does, always in a flow. Let me read it for you so that you can imagine a person or imagine a society where people are like this, who never hurt you, most trustworthy and soft-spoken, believe in minimalism, most committed, doesn't look at anything whatever is not his or her, have clarity and purity of thoughts and body, full of gratitude, very clear about life beyond doubts, no confusion, never confused, hardworking and with perseverance, believer in God, physically fit, high in energy, attentive, always remains in present, high span of attention, completely focused and remains in flow. How does it sound? Huh. Amazing, isn't it? This is what Raj Yoga provides. So how and what to do then? Let me suggest to you few quick practices on each limbs of Raj Yoga that you can start doing from tomorrow. First practice is for ahimsa. Assure that you should never hurt anybody with your speech, action, or thoughts. Be mindful of your thoughts. Even if a thought comes, see whether anybody will listen to it well, whether that person will feel hurt. Be mindful. Practice number 1. Start doing it daily and retrospect daily. For Satya, mean what you say. When a guest comes to your house and you say, welcome, we are so happy that you came. Please ask yourself, do I really mean it? If you don't say this then. It will carry no value. Mean what you say what you mean, and do what you say, and be soft spoken. These are practices you need to do for satya. Aparigraha. Aparigraha. The practice is you should have things. Things should not have you. You may have an iPhone, but if it gets broken, you should not be sad for a week. It's fine. All material objects are subject to decay. They may fall down, they may be broken. So this practice has to be cultivated. Brahmacharya, never forget your higher purpose of life. Whatever are you doing, always focus on the higher purpose of life. Like many kids jump on trampoline. Many kids, when they jump on trampoline, mother's focus is only on the son or daughter. Similarly, our focus should be only on the higher purpose of life. Live as if realized. As a Harvard study says, fake it till you make it. Finally, you'll start realizing it in your behavior. Asteya, never claim for anything that does not belong to you. Whether it is a thought, whether it is an object or anything. Shacha, have a balanced diet. When I say balanced diet, right quality, quantity, right, eat it at right time, eat it with the right way. Don't recline and eat. There is a way of eating also. Take bath daily. It is easy. Bless everybody around. Whenever you do morning prayer, send your blessings to the world. Those blessings will come back to you. World is an eco point. Be compassionate towards everybody. For santosha, never fail to appreciate what you have. Make a gratitude diary. Read it daily what you are grateful for. And if you are not grateful, you are a great fool then. So many things are there to be grateful. Be cheerful without reason. We are alive, it is enough. Destroyed without any binding desires. Never have any binding desires. Fine. Swadhyaya. Read scriptures daily. Pick up any scripture, authentic scripture, read it daily and reflect upon it daily. And find a guru who can help you to reflect and understand the scripture. Next is tapas. Whatever you do, give your 100%. Either don't do it, or if you are doing it, give your 100%. And be persistent. Take up anything in life, but do it for a long period of time. It will start giving you results. Plan your work and then work your plan. It's that simple. Ishwar Pranidhana. Give your best and leave the rest. Whatever you do, give your best and leave the rest. Prayer daily, do charity and serve others. For asana, whenever you sit, assured for 2 alignments, your spine, neck and head should be in one line. And second alignment is, whenever you're doing any asana, body, breath and mind should be aligned. Do asanas with complete mind involved in it, breath involved in it, body involved in it. And for pranayama, do complete yogic breathing. When you breathe, your shoulders, your chest and your abdomen, all three should get filled with the breath. And when you breathe out again, these all three should go down. So what is yogic breathing? Breathing with your shoulder, with your chest and with your abdomen together is yogic breathing. Go for such deep breathing. It will give you more energy. For pratyahara, there are many techniques. One is called Pomodoro technique. It means put an alarm of 20 minutes and start working. Feel complete focus, no distraction after 20 minutes when alarm rings. Or you may go for 25 minutes, then take a 5 minutes break, eat something, walk around and then come back again for next 25 minutes. Next is called task set. Do same thing at the same time daily. It will increase your effectiveness. Maybe if the time you don't have enough every day the same time, then you reduce the time but do it daily. Do Trataka meditation. Whenever and observe celibacy at least once a week. Keep Mauna once in a week. reduce gossip, and observe fast, vrata, once in a week. Then the technique for dharana is nishpanda bhava and yoga nidra. Go for that. And the technique for dhyana, 5 types of dhyana you may think of: relaxation, concentration, value meditation, expansion meditation, and Vedantic. And samadhi automatically will follow. So you can understand, yama will give us purified external behavior, niyama will give us purified internal behavior, asana will give us purified body, pranayam purified breath, pratyahara purified senses, dharana purified mind, dhyana purified I-ness, and samadhi purified self. Yama will help us in developing social dimension, niyama personal dimension, asana physical dimension, pranayama energy dimension, pratyahara psychological dimension, dharana, dhyan, samadhi spiritual dimension. All these things will help us in strengthening the mind, disciplining the mind, regulating the mind, focusing the mind, fixing the mind, and emptying the mind. And this is how Raj Yoga will create a wonderful society for tomorrow. Good wishes. Thank you very much. Namaste.
We thank Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar for an excellent session. I feel highly honored in welcoming our next guest, who is a divine being with the values of love, compassion, peace, goodness, and cooperation towards humanity. He is Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif. He, being the 26th generation of Gaddi Nashin heredity and custodian through his Chishti family, which has been engaged in serving at the globally famed, acknowledged and renowned center of peace and unity for the whole humanity, the blessed Dargah Ajmer Sharif Sufi Shrine of the 11th century Sufi Grandmaster teacher Hazrat Khwaja Muinuddin Hassan Chishti, whose blessed Shrine have been passed on to the present family from generations to generations for last 800 years. He has done his bachelor's in economics and commerce from Wilson College, University of Mumbai. His passion and deep longing towards the mystic world of Sufis and spiritual culture of the world has enabled him to travel across various Sufi destinations globally, where he has been regularly invited to speak and participate in international Sufi and intersocial conferences on spirituality, interfaith dialogues, importance of Sufi musical rendering in Chishti Sufi order, Sufi art, Sufi poetry, Sufi literature, and represented the Chishti Sufi order in countries as diverse as Al-Hijaz, Arabian Peninsula, Egypt, Turkey, Morocco, United States of America, United Kingdoms, Bangladesh, etc. He has been heading the Chishti Foundation Ajmer Sharif as the managing trustee and chairman for last 10 years. He is also the founding member along with other elders of the Chishti Sufi family. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and please welcome Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif.
Salmanji, we welcome you. Kindly unmute and speak.
Adab, Namaste, greeting of peace, lots of blessings to this era of new dawn, and greetings from Konya Sharif, where I am right now, currently at the blessed city of love, it is called the city of Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, whose life and message is a living embodiment of Maqam Fana. Today, at the United Consciousness International Yoga Week 2022, I extend our regards, respect, and duas from Ajmer Dargah Sharif, India, to Dr. Vikrant Saab, an entire team of United Consciousness who have been consistently, despite the challenges of COVID from last couple of years, time to time they have been engaging and extending this platform of aligning mind, heart, body, and soul together with global seekers as well as teachers of all paths resonating the same light of inner consciousness. Inner consciousness is an important aspect of leading us towards the journey that we are being created and destined, and the sacred trust of carrying forward is bestowed upon all of us. One of the saying, the Hadith Mubarak of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about knowing thyself, as it says, "Man arafu nafsuhu, faqat arafu rabbuhu." Those who know themselves knows their Lord. So it is important to understand and acknowledge the spiritual benevolence and grace and the light, Noor, Tej, Tajalli, which is within ourselves at the center of our heart. Maqam Fana, Wahdatul Wujud, unity of being, and consciousness towards this reality of oneness which we hold within ourselves enable us to realize the master purpose of our own creation, as each being, each particle of creation, as Ashraful Makhlukat, we human beings, along with the aspects of creation, nature, environment, trees, water, earth, every aspect of creation has a divine purpose. And at the same time, a sacred trust incumbent upon all of us, Muqaddas Amanat. So we pray here with this consciousness in the city of love of Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi, with silence, with spoken words, with signs seen and unseen, words spoken and unspoken, silence that take us deep within ourselves. As Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi has says, silence is the language of God. The one truth, the creator, we must engage in serving the creation, khidmat khalq. Our prayers, our meditations, our beads, our chants, our zikr is a gift from God to elevate ourselves on the spiritual maqams, to raise our spiritual consciousness through the different aspect of meditation, prayers, namaz, seclusion, divine remembrance of the holy names, chanting them in silence, seclusion, or solitude, or even in groups. They are a gift to elevate our spiritual consciousness. But ultimately, if we intend, the noble intention is to seek the closeness, qurbat haq, Qurbat Haq is closeness to the Creator. We must engage ourselves in serving the creation, serving human family, serving in the nature, environment, trees, every aspect, zarra zarra ba kudrat haq, that every minute particle of creation take us close to the Creator when we engage ourselves in service. And maqam fana is following the footstep of the elders, the spiritual master, the teacher, as they have followed the teachings and the footsteps of their masters and elders. It's the whole silsila, the tariqah, the lineage that goes back to the one. How it has been disseminated for generation to generation. We call it sina basina, heart to heart transformation, transition of this sacred trust. Alhamdulillah, all praise to the one who gave us this breath. Each breath is sacred. As we have been sent into this world and bestowed with this life, no one in the world knows how many breaths they will take in a day. Whether they're the greatest scientists, doctors, most powerful leaders, businessmen, the richest person around the world, nobody can claim that they will have this much of breath on this day. It is just by divine grace that we are enabled to live by each breath if we are conscious and acknowledge the sacredness of each breath. That enable us, that acknowledgement will enable us to two powers of spiritual well-being. They are the inequal power of sabr, patience, and magnanimous presence of shukr, gratitude. If we have these two consciousness and these two immense aspects of patience and gratitude, sabr wa shukr, then no distractions or attractions of the world, disturbance or benevolence of the world would take away our peace within ourselves, would disturb our mind, our body, our soul, our heart, and no matter how much benevolence, grace, and our position, our being, our stature into the world, into the society is elevated, if we are in a state of gratitude, it will never make us proud, egoistic, or that feeling of self overcoming who you are. Because if you are into the state of sabr, patience, you will be at ease while facing any losses, personal losses, business losses, family losses, whatever situation, the challenging time, the testing time that comes to you, we can overcome with the great aspect of patience. And no matter how successful, how rich in terms of worldly resources, how you've been elevated into the worldly stature, it will never ever make you proud and arrogant if we have the power of gratitude, shukr. So when we wake up, wake up in the state of shukr, gratitude. And at the end of the day, when we sleep, sleep in the state of patience. Whatever the day has gone by, happiness, sadness, losses, challenges, distractions of the world, which takes us away from our spiritual journey, the path that we are destined to, from our own purpose of creation. Be in the state of sabr. Inna Allah ma'as sabrin. As is mentioned in the Quran, Inna Allah ma'as sabrin. God is with those who are among the patients. Sabr. We conclude with the words of Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi, where he attained the consciousness of being one with his Pir Murshid Hazrat Shams Tabriz. And that led him to attain the maqam fana, being one with the one. Because it is the source that we long to reunite. As the opening chapter of Masnavi of Maulana Rumi talks about the longing of Nay, the reed. It's the instrument, a flute-like instrument which is used during the meditation. And the sound that comes out from that Nay, which is been built with the reed bed, the tree and the reed bed. And when you play, the sound is often related to the longing of reuniting with the reed tree, as it has been taken out to carve out the flute. It is longing to go back to the source where it has been taken out. And that's explained that how we all long to return where we come from. Inna lillahi wa inna rajiun. We come from the one and we return to the one. So Maulana Rumi says, in coming together to that oneness, and the door of hope is ever so open, it is never closed. Baza, baza, haranchi hasti baza. Come, come, come, whoever you are, come. Sad bar gar thoba shikasti, baza. Even if you have broken your vows of repentance 100 times, come. Ay dargah ma na umid neest. Ay dargah ma umidas, umidas, umidas. The doors of ours are not the doors of despair. Our doors are the doors of hope, hope, and hope. And truly, with being conscious that the doors of hope and acceptance are always open, they never close. Even if we have been distracted or taken away from our path by the worldly issues, challenges, sadness, happiness, anything could distract us. So, the door of hope, of realizing your purpose of creation and reuniting with the source of creation is always open. बगरदाबे बला उफ्ताद कश्ती ज़ईफ़ानो शिकस्तारा तो पुश्ती बहक के ख्वाजा उस्मान हारूनी मदद कुन या मोइनुद्दीन चिश्ती मदद कुन या मोइनुद्दीन चिश्ती मदद कुन या मोइनुद्दीन चिश्ती इलाही ताबुत खुर्शीद व माही चिराग चिश्तियार रोशनाई, चिराग चिश्तियार रोशनाई. سبحان رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام المرسلين والحمد لله والحمد لله رب العالمين بحق لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله آمين آمين آمين تقبل منا آمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا ونعنا محمد وعلى آل محمد وأجمعين وسلام المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين بحق لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله الله هو Lots of duas blessings to all of you, especially Dr. Vikrant sir. It was so good to see you, your ever smiling and shining face. This is Noor, Tej, the grace. It comes with the service and the seva that you do, and your heart gets enlightened. And that light is reflected on the face and the shine on your gracious presence. That's our duas for you. May you continue to ever being enlightened and share that enlightenment through the shine, the tajalli, the noor, and the tej, the grace that you behold.
Thank you. Thank you very much, respected Haji Salman Chishti ji. Such a wonderful elaboration of Holy Quran and Hadith and all the scriptures of what you mentioned. I loved the way you talked about Hadith Mubarak. You talked about Zikr, Zarra Bakudrate Haq. You mentioned also about Maqam Fana, Silsila, and I especially loved when you said the Guru Shishya lineage, Sina Basina, heart to heart transformation. And you mentioned two important parameters of well being, sabr and shukr, patient and gratitude. I'm sure with your message from holy place of Rumi, the door of hope will remain open for whole humanity. Thank you very much for blessing us.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti from Ajmer Sharif to come onto the platform of United Consciousness and sharing his views. Thank you so much. A well-being is a state of healthy and happy. Yoga is a holistic approach towards the health and well-being with physical, emotional, and spiritual dimensions to it. Let's get deeper knowledge by our experts on the topic yoga and holistic well-being. In the panel, we also have with us Ms. Veena Dan Singhani, born in India, raised in Hong Kong. She is the director and founder of Alopecia Hair and Therapeutic Yoga and Laughter Therapy, teaching of Naveda Integral Wellness Center in Hong Kong, offering a transformative health experience. It aimed to popularize the Indian ancient wisdom and science to the global platform. She has been spiritually inclined from childhood. She is also a corporate wellness trainer and organizing and delivering health, happiness, and wellness workshops around the globe. She has also led some sessions at leading conferences like Women's Extraordinary Forum, CSR, Asia, TEDx Hong Kong, University and Inclusion, and has been an advocate in promoting Work-Life Balance Week, International Happiness Day, World Laughter Day, Ambassador of Global Wellness Day, as well as volunteering a Masters of Ceremony for United Nations Yoga Day, and takes up many leadership roles and initiatives to spread health, happiness, peace, spirituality, and many more. Our next guest is Mr. Ahmed Sagna. He is physical education and sports teacher, international yoga instructor, and prana therapist. His words of wisdom are: each of us has an inner flame that will only be fanned by inner peace. In the panel, we have with us the one who believes that learning and sharing is the best way for continuous improvement and is always ready to share the deep knowledge and understanding of Raj Yoga meditation. Her philosophy is to enjoy every moment of her life as it comes and to remain constantly happy. She is Brahmakumari Gayatri Ji. She began her spiritual journey at early age and is in service with the Brahmakumaris World Spiritual University. Getting trained with remarkable yogis, she herself became extraordinary in meditation and teaching and has developed a clarity and purity of mind. She is the director of Raja Yoga Center for Self-Development, Muscat, Oman. She coordinates and conducts workshop lectures and meditation programs to promote universal values, inner peace, health, and women empowerment. She is a computer science graduate with MBA in marketing and human resources. Our next guest today is Ms. Jui Dianjankar. She has been working in the field of arts for the past 20 years as a Bharatanatyam performer, teacher and arts administrator. She is currently serving as the director of Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center at the Embassy of India in Dushanbe, Kazakhstan. She is trained in Bharatanatyam dance and holds a master's degree in dance from University of Pune in India and has more than 15 years of experience in performance and dance education. As an artist administrator, she works behind the scenes to provide resources, support and structure for culture projects and holds a master's degree in cultural policy and management from City University, London. Today's panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Vikrant Singh Tobar, Convener United Consciousness. Dr. Tomar is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He is a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of the business world. His aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing the knowledge from the ancient scriptures into our lives. So I welcome all our guests for panel discussion.
Can we hear you?
Yeah.
We acknowledge your presence, Ahmed Ji from Senegal. We acknowledge your presence, Gayatri Ji from Oman, and Veena Ji from Hong Kong. Thank you very much for being here with us today. Jui Ji, for some technical reasons, couldn't join, probably may join us in between. So we are going to just start our discussion on a wonderful and a very relevant topic, yoga and holistic well-being. Well-being is a word that is coined by World Health Organization as a comprehensive prosperity of human being. But in order to enter into the discussion, I'll come to Gayatri Ji first to understand what does holistic well-being mean to you, Gayatri Ji?
Yes, I wish you everyone who have joined today happy International Yoga Day in advance. Yes, nowadays health itself is the word. It's not just physically. It has got all the dimensions what WHO also defines. It is something physical, mental, social, and also spiritual well-being. So all this has to be together to have health as such. So it's not just the term with physical one, but it is overall one, because now the thing what happened is, yes, yoga is promoting exercise, but that is one part, but we have to look at many other things also. And as that are missing, so it is affecting our physical health again. So this is what I feel like, because the mind is also influencing the health, and even social environment is also affecting our health. So all this has to be considered, so then only we can remain healthy, happy.
Perfect. Thank you. Gayatri Ji mentioned that there are various dimensions of well-being: personal well-being, social well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being, or spiritual well-being. So let's go one by one. I'll come to Ahmed Ji to understand importance of physical well-being and how yoga can contribute in physical well-being. Ahmedji.
Thanks. Yoga will contribute about many things because you should to move every day. Like you can move, you can do asana, you can do, take care to your body. It's physical with asanas. Maybe you can help with some pranayama, but the most important is about exercise asana, and you should move every time. And also, you can also take care to your, to your body by eating good food. To find what kind of food you will give your muscles. And I think it's good for example, this physical well-being. Move every day, eat good almonds for your body.
Thank you. Physical well-being is being defined by or suggested. Few tips are given by Ahmedji. Now, along with my physical well being, I live in a society where I interact with people. I have a family to take care of. Lots of work life balancing also affects my well being. If I'm not balanced, if I'm physically fit, but somehow in relationships there are some conflicts, I am unable to manage my job and work together, it affects my well being. Veena you have conducted many workshops about how to establish well being, how yoga can contribute in work life balancing and establishing personal well being.
So, first of all, thank you so much, Dr. Tomar, for inviting me once again this year. It's always a privilege to be part of such beautiful discussions, which is, I've been very, very passionate about this since I was a child, and that's why I'm still on this path. And I just see that, the more I am in this path, the little I know. So, yes, I mean, I have been spreading health and happiness in Hong Kong. Definitely, first of all, my whole journey started about in 2009 when I saw that lots of people are not happy, and how do you actually, what kind of tool can you actually share with them, or what can I apply that I can make myself happy? Because as we know, there's so many things. Yeah, every day we go to work, we meet our family, there's so many things, we interact with so many different people with so many different energies. So when you come back, you take on to that energy as well. So if we do not have any kind of tools, then we too will kind of, the battery will just die, it'll just go down. So I discovered laughter yoga. Actually, my journey started with laughter yoga in 2009. And I said, wow, this is a beautiful tool. Like, if you can just laugh for 5 minutes, and fake it till you make it. You really don't have to have a joke, you don't have to listen. You don't have to go to a comedy club, and you can just fake it till you make it. And your body doesn't recognize the difference between real and fake laughter. And you're still benefiting, and you're still benefiting physically, psychologically. It has not only that, it just improves your communication, it breaks down so many barriers. So just simple tool as one of them is laughter yoga. Practicing laughter on a daily basis. Lots of situations come into our life, good, bad. I mean, we are naming them good or bad. Situations are situations. So if we can just have tools like yoga and like laughter yoga, come, putting it together, laughter yoga has come together, where you use laughter and you use yoga and you practice breathing, yoga, movements, laughter all put together, and you're actually getting this integral wellness. You're getting this holistic wellness. And when you're actually practicing this laughter yoga, you are in an instant vacation. It's like you're present in the moment. And that's what yoga is all about: mind, body, soul. You're one, you're in union. So I was like, wow, if I'm just in that moment practicing laughter yoga, I'm just like in a vacation. I've forgotten all my problems. And I said, this must be out there in the world. And that time, Hong Kong, nobody was doing it. And I was like, let's initiate. I initiated this with my partners, and it's become such a success here. Yeah.
Thank you. So it can be seen by your backdrop also, instant vacation you are talking
Yeah.
about.
Instant vacation.
Indeed. You can change the background. You carry your internal weather with you.
Yeah,
That's amazing. As they say that when you smile at life, life smiles at you back.
yeah. No matter what
So
it is, right? You in Hong Kong, we're still undergoing quarantine. When people are traveling, we're still in quarantine. You can laugh about it or you can get frustrated, but hey, that's what life
it's the
is.
same. Perfect. Thank you. So when it comes to, as she said, fake it till you make it, and because your mind doesn't know the difference between whether you are faking it or you are actually having it, or kind of mind doesn't know the difference between your imagination or actually it is happening to you. But at the same time, there are some people, and a big number of people in the world, who get emotionally hijacked with the situations. As Veena ji said, that situations are situations, don't term them good and bad. But majority of the time, we term them good and bad, we label it, and then you get emotionally hijacked. Gayatri ji, you have done lots of work on emotional intelligence. You're teaching worldwide people how to be emotionally stable. How can I be emotionally well when there are so much turbulences around me and inside me also?
Yes, whatever may be the situations, emotional stability is very much important. So for that, it is like we are working at our mind level. Emotions are going on in our mind, so I have to work at them mind level. So as everything needs some time to be given. So as it may be physical exercise or even whatever it is. Certainly, some time needs to be given and it has to be practiced continuous. So we feel that it all is taking time, but that time has to be given. Then we will be becoming more powerful and effective. So in that sense, yes, the Raj Yoga meditation or the practices which will really helps us where we are consciously practicing positive thoughts, and then that thoughts generates energy, and that will help us to be stable. So that stability makes us to face whatever may be the situations outside. If I get confused with or moved away with the situations, what's going on outside means I won't be able to be happy, or I'm not able to solve it. So in that case, remaining stable internally is very much important, that which I can do it, because that is there in my hands. External things, it's just uncertain, it's out of our control, and we prepare ourselves, but immediately so many changes happens, and it's everything will be like out. So for that, when I remain stable inside, so then I can go across with the things. So here, yeah, that is what very much important in the present time, because outside it's so much of negative and uncertainty. We have been absorbing that also, because we have among the people going around doing things and all that. So we take all those things, but main thing is if I'm just strong and stable, so that won't colors me, like as it says company colors. So as I'm strong, so that won't affect me. I, instead of that, I will influence them. So I make a difference in the situation.
Thank you.
So yeah.
So Gayatri ji mentioned about take out time daily, do practice of meditation. Raj Yoga, she mentioned, create those thoughts. Thoughts brings energy, and energy may help you to change from within. Along with these thoughts producing energy, even food produces energy. Ahmed ji mentioned about importance of right diet. What should we eat in order to be physically fit? Ahmed ji, people will be watching us from all 6 continents of the world. The question is, what should I eat? Lots of things are around. I like to eat many things. What should I eat? What should be a balanced diet? Would you like to throw some light upon it?
Yeah, I think this is a very important question, because sometimes my students ask me what we can eat, and sometimes we have this habit to have, for example, here we have this habit to eat, rice, sometimes meat, But I think the most important for example, if you want to have more energy, should eat, vegetable and, for example, nuts. It's and some, for example, some leaves. For example, here we mix moringa leaves. I don't know if you know this tree. We make it powder. Sometimes we make it kind of soup, and it's healthy. And I think to eat vegetable is why it's very important. Vegetable, fruits, I forget, because they are all the time have contact with sun, and sun gives them more energy. And it's why sometimes you can keep your fruit for long time. Not your, for example, if you have, for example, meat, you cannot keep your meat for 2 days. But fruit, for example, you can keep it for a long time. It's about this process of sun, and it's make energy, and it's from the, the soul, and why it's important. So
Thank
if
you.
I can,
Amardeep, I'm
yeah,
sorry, I wanted to ask one more thing along with what you said. You also mentioned about asanas. So one of the
yeah.
questions we are getting is how should I decide which asana to choose? There are many asanas. Which asana should
Uh-huh.
I begin with?
It's for example, if you are student and go to yoga, maybe teacher will give you asanas. But for example, you in yoga you have many asanas. By for example, you will have asanas for special thing. For example, those who want to lose weight, those who want to be concentrated, like balance asanas. You have many kind of asanas.
Okay.
You understand me?
Yeah, got it. I'm getting it. Exactly.
I'm sorry because I was trying to do traduction because we speak here French, and I start to do kind of.
That's perfectly fine. We are exactly getting you. Emaji mentioned that it depends on what is your purpose of doing that asana. There are certain asanas that bring you balance in body. There are some asanas that makes you relax. So decide your
Yeah.
purpose and then choose the asana accordingly in that. Perfect. So balancing the body also is equally important as balancing the relationships. Vinaji, we were talking about balancing relationships. So work life balancing, you told us one tip in the last question, that be happy, laughter, yoga you mentioned. Interpersonal relationship really affects my well-being. Let's say work life balancing is really a difficult thing to achieve in this modern fast-paced society. What will be your tips for the audience how to balance their life, work life balancing? Please unmute. Please unmute, Vinaji.
Sorry. So work and life is not two separate things. Work is part of your life and life is part of your work. So it's one. So we're all talking about integration, we're talking about union, we're talking about, we cannot separate that. Work is work and life is life, right? So as important, we give so much time to our work, to develop our work, whatever that may be, we put so much time and effort. So if we are going to use so much of our energy developing our work, but not really taking care, knowing, understanding that actually everything is integrated. If I don't take care of my physical well being through exercise, through yoga, through anything, then when I come across a unstable situation in a relation, I will not be able to balance it. I will not be able to manage it or handle it well. So having that understanding, deeper understanding that one, everything is integrated, everything is interconnected. If I'm able to practice, whether it's meditation, Raja Yoga, Ashtanga yoga comprises everything. If I can actually practice everything so that I can remain balanced in every situation, I will have a negative situation come. It could be negative or it could be positive, whatever you want to call it. A situation arises. If I'm stable internally through my physical exercises, my mental exercises, my emotional exercises, I can then face those and handle those situations in a more peaceful manner. And then it's just a breeze. Situations come and they will go, and the next will come. So your relationship with everything is interconnected. Everything is a beautiful dance. So we can't say that work is work, life is life, balance is balance. No, everything is one. So we have to handle, like brushing our teeth, taking a shower, eating food. Everything is connected. If we don't do one, it's going to affect the next.
So Veena mentioned that they are integrated, and wherever your energy goes, your future comes. So you need to be mindful in where you are putting your energy. And she said we need to be peaceful with self first, and through Raj Yoga and such practices, you can be peaceful with self, because one who is peaceful with self can only be peaceful with others and surrounding also. But Gayatri ji, these things are good to listen to when you are peaceful. Right now I'm very much peaceful and I'm loving whatever is being told here. It is making sense to me. But when those situations comes and when they trigger me, again the mind gets hijacked. What you told last time, that practice meditation, do it daily, that's all fine. But at those moments when I'm emotionally elevated, I stop doing practice. I can't control myself what I'm speaking. So what to do in those situations? I know how should I behave, but that moment I can't.
So one thing is I need an understanding, I have to do it, and then I have to experience it. So it is something I have all the machines or equipments, but I don't know how to use them. So it's of no use having all of them. So in that sense, when we bring something new, so we will open and see the catalog, see how it works and all these things, and then when it is required, so immediately we use it. Otherwise we don't know how to use it, means even though I'm having it, so it's of no use at that moment, and I will take a lot of time because even I'm not using the machine there. So in the same way, it's like practice again. So it is again needs the power for it. So one is to do the understanding, that along with that I need the power to do it. That's the reason there is so much of difference. I want to do it, but I am not doing it, or I am not able to get it because I lack that power to do that. So both the things is required. So in that way, like knowledge and the power to do it is both required. So then I can use it. Otherwise, it just remains as a form of knowledge. And when the situation comes, so I fail. I know, but I'm not able to do in that moment. So I
How can
need
I
the
generate that power?
so yes, that power can be accumulated by connecting to the higher source, the divine, because we lack it. So where can I get it? So one is, yeah, the positive thoughts generates energy, but that is not sufficient in this moment. So I need something extra and higher energy. So here where we can connect to the divine, the higher source. So whatever the terms can be used by different people. But as he is the source, when we connect to him, so we will be getting that power. So with that power, so then it becomes easier. Otherwise, information is with everyone, whoever it may be. It's with everyone. Everyone can give lectures, do things, and all that. Even with one click, we get so much of information. But the thing is, I need that power to do it. So that is not there. So that is the reason we feel it's easy, but I'm not getting the results out of it because I haven't done and experienced it. So we need that power to do. So
Perfect.
right, yeah.
So, as she said, power comes when you connect with the higher. And once understanding is done, then you need to practice for that. You need power. I'll come to Ahmed ji. Ahmed ji, how can I increase my internal power for well being? Any quick tips? People are watching us from different parts of the world. How can I increase my internal power for well being? Some tips that you would like to give. Any tips that people can execute from tomorrow? Quick tips for well being.
Okay, for well-being, just meditate and eat healthy food, vegetables and fruits, nuts.
Perfect. Thank you. Veena any quick tips from your side?
um, make it a daily practice. Power also comes only when we are able to practice it on a daily basis. So with the Raj Yoga, they have a beautiful thing like every 2 minutes, give yourself this break and then just like, yes, like situations do come into my life as well. And I do get frustrated and I understand where you came from. But then very quickly, because I have been practicing it for years now, I'm able to stabilize myself immediately, you know so I'm not saying I'm there yet, but the practice has helped me a lot. So with my even my laughter yoga practice, daily practice of it, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it is, when a situation comes, you can handle it. So daily practice is important.
Very important thing she said, that practice in the peaceful times. So the situation will come. You will have enough practice to deal with it. As they say in defense, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Indeed. Gayatri ji, you mentioned one technique to increase power, connecting with the source. Two quick tips how to connect with the source. If I'm an
Yes.
atheist, keeping in mind I am an atheist, then
So it is first thing is I should know about the divine understanding, then becomes easier, and then exploring, then it becomes easier to go closer. So this is how we can, because as much we keep on exploring, so then we go more closer, and then it becomes easier to connect. It is something I'm thinking of as some person, and then whole thing is there in front of me about that person's personality, shape, height, size, whatever it is there, because I know about that person. So knowing the divine is first important, and then connecting, and then as much as we connect or we explore, we go closer.
excellent. Thank you very much. And dear friends who are watching us from different parts of the world, we discussed today with our eminent experts on yoga and holistic well being. Gayatri ji mentioned that when we talk about well being, it is not only physical, it's physical, social, personal, emotional, and maybe spiritual well being also at the same time. And in order to establish well being, the tips that our honorable guest gave us, one is assure that you should give some time. Veena said, do it daily. The time should be given daily. Gayatri ji again mentioned that the practice is must. Allot a time, repeat it daily, you become perfect in whatever you practice. Ahmed ji said, along with that, assure that you are practicing healthy eating habits. Eat vegetable, leaves, soup, fruits, eat those things which are fresh and are healthy. Pick a asana which depends on your need. Pick a asana and do that asana daily and meditate. Veena ji mentioned go for laughter therapy. I read an article that adults laugh 20 times less than the kids. So let's
Actually,
increase
it's children laugh at least 400 times a day. Adults laugh
400 times. Imagine
Children
that.
laugh 400 times and adults laugh less than 4 times.
Okay, so she gave the exact data. Children laugh 400 times and adult less than 4 times. It's 100 times difference. That's amazing. So start doing laughter yoga, 5 minutes daily. Laugh loud for no reason. Fake it till you make it. Smile at life. Life will smile at you back. Don't label situation as good and bad. Situations are situations, and by this approach you can get an instant vacation, as you can see at her background. To assure work life balancing, integrate between work and life through Raj Yoga. That will help you to be peace with self. Once you are in peace with self, you will be peaceful with surrounding. And if you suffer emotional hijack, Gayatri ji mentioned the most important thing is first understand. For understanding, you need knowledge, because you cannot love anybody or anything, or you can't connect with anything whom what you don't know. So understanding is must. After understanding, you need power to practice it. That power comes through connecting with the higher source. For that connection, it is needed that you should understand it well. You should know it well. You need to explore self inquiry, or even if you are an atheist, at least you can go for self inquiry or inquiring into your purpose of life. So knowing is connecting, as they say, know thyself. Thank you very much, respected guests from different parts of the world, for being with us today and enlightening us on the topic yoga and holistic well-being. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to welcome and introduce our next guest, Mr. Merkan Dede from Turkey. He is Montreal-based musician, producer, DJ who believes that by putting together the digital electronic sounds along with handmade human sounds, we can create the universal language capable of uniting old and young, ancient and modern, east and west. He, with his instrument, produces magical trance melodies. Many great international artists appear as guest musicians both in his albums and concerts. He studied journalism and has deep inclination towards photography. He debuted as Merkan Dede in 1995 with he released as his first album Sufi Dreams, recorded for Golden Horn Records in San Francisco. He moved to Montreal where he first studied, then taught at Concordia University. He formed his first group in 1997 and created recordings like Journey of a Dervish, Golden Horn 1999, Sahatne Double Moon 2001 and Nar Double Moon 2002. In 2001, he performed at the highly acclaimed Montreal Jazz Festival. He is commissioned by the Turkish Ministry of Culture as the music director of the Guldistan Project. He also released Water 2005 and Bread 2006 album, which both topped the BBC World Music. So with a huge applause, please welcome Merkan Dede.
Dear friends, brothers and sisters, I am extremely honored and proud to be part of United Consciousness Conclave 2021. Life-transforming ancient wisdom will be shared in this year's topic. In December, we will be focusing on healing in environmentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, when the world needs it most. Wishing you the best of the best for all the participants and people who participate through by internet all around the world. Let's create a magical healing. Thank you.
Gör ne yaptı? Yandım eriyorum. Kırılmış çanak çömlek. Şekil şemal gitmiş. Can idim gitmiş. Ben idim bitmiş. Dökülmüş, sökülmüş. Yandım eriyorum. Uyandım görüyorum. Yeniden örüyorum. İlmek ilmek, gömlek gömlek. Ah aşk, aşk, aşk, aşk. Kısmet olur mu bilmem. Bitmişini görmem.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Mr. Milken Dede for his wonderful performance. Thank you so much. I'm honored to welcome our eminent guest, Ms. Sylvia Dowitz, who is a psychologist and psychotherapist living in Salzburg, Austria. Her main focus are systematic family therapy, constellation work, and a body-oriented trauma therapy called somatic experience. She's working with people who are suffering from severe trauma, with families when children or parents are severe sick from cancer, and assisting these families also in death, dying, and grieving. She's also teaching volunteers and employees in hospice and training and conducting supervision sessions for them.
Hello, a hearty welcome to you all. I'm Sylvia and I'm a heartfulness trainer for many years, and I'm also a heartfulness yoga teacher. Thank you for this warm and heartful invitation to this United Consciousness Yoga Week. Thank you so much. I now will conduct a heartfulness relaxation exercise, followed by a silent heart-based meditation. Heartfulness is an international movement with our spiritual guide Kamlesh Patel, our beloved Daji. It is based on the spiritual basis of Raja Yoga, and it offers meditation that connects us within our hearts with the divine light, with the source, by using yogic transmission. So I hopefully you will enjoy our relaxation exercise and the meditation. Please feel free to sit comfortably and allow to relax and close smoothly your eyes. Let's begin with the toes. Maybe you like to wiggle your toes and feel them relax. Feel the healing energy of Mother Earth moving up into your feet and your ankles. Feel how your feet and your ankles are relaxing. Then feel how the energy is moving up your feet, up to your knees, relaxing all your lower legs. And now feel the healing energy moving up your upper legs, relaxing the whole feet and legs. And then feel moving up the energy, relaxing your thighs. Feel how tension is moving out of your hips. And feeling your hips relaxing. Feel the energy moving into your stomach, relaxing the whole belly area and your waist. And now feel the energy moving up your back from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, moving the energy up your whole back. And feel how the entire back is relaxing. All muscles in the back. And also feel the energy moving from the stomach up your chest, widening your chest so that your heart, your lungs get space up to the shoulders. And feel how your upper body, your whole upper body is relaxed now. Feel how this energy from Mother Earth is moving to the shoulders, relaxing your shoulders completely. And moving from the shoulders into your arms, into the upper arms, down to the lower arms, to the hands, and to the fingertips. Relax each muscle in your arms and hands and fingers. Be aware of your breath. Maybe it's getting a little deeper. And then feel this energy of Mother Earth relaxing your neck, all your neck muscles. And then move your awareness to your face and feel the energy moving up your jaws, relaxing your jaws. Your nose, relaxing your nose, the ears, the eyes, mouth, all facial muscles, your forehead, up to the top of your head. And feel this energy also moving up the back of your head and the back side moving up to the top of your head. Your entire body, from the feet to the top of the head, is relaxed now. Feel it. Feel that your whole body is completely relaxed. Scan your system again from top to toe, and if there is any space, any area which will need some more relaxation, let the energy flow there and support to relax completely. And when you are ready, move your attention to your heart. Rest in the depth of your heart and imagine divine light in the middle of your heart. And really feel absorbed by it. Feel immersed in the love and the light, the divine light in your heart. Remain still and quiet as long as I will bring you out of this condition. Allow to dive deep into this divine light. And if you find your attention drifting away, just bring your awareness back to the divine light in your heart. and slowly come back from the middle of your heart. And maybe you just take a moment to feel and to sense how it is feeling right now for you. Thank you so much for joining. I wish you a wonderful day and inspiring United Consciousness week. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sylvia ji, for such a profound meditation. I'm sure people watching us from different parts of the world must have connected to their core through this meditation. Thank you very much for blessing us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Ms. Sylvia Dovitz for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्।
This shloka means, may everyone be happy, may everyone be free from all diseases, may everyone see goodness and auspiciousness in everything, may none be unhappy or distressed. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. I am highly privileged to have this opportunity to present my gratitude to all those who have witnessed and blessed this event directly or indirectly. I believe that this is not the end, but the beginning of our journeys. The journeys towards the noble cause of removing the 14 divides rooted in human race and promoting harmonious and peaceful coexistence. Firstly, I thank the God for blessing us all. I thank European Yoga Federation, thank the Spiritual Council in Africa. I am also very thankful for Yoga Vidya, Germany, Yoga Lam, Russia, Siddhashram, Turkey, Nidra Consciousness, France, Yoga Yogismo, South America, AAYT, Australia, World Movement for Yoga and Ayurveda, Italy, CUIDY, Italy, the World Community of Indian Culture and Tradition Disciplines, Italy. I owe my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Hansaji Yogendra, Director, Yoga Institute, Mumbai, for sparing her valuable time from a busy schedule for the event of United Consciousness. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our speakers, Professor Nageshwar Rao, Haji Sayyid Salman Chishti, Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar. I am also thankful to our esteemed panelists, Ms. Jui Dionkar, Ms. Veena Dan Singhania, Mr. Ahmed Sangha, Brahma Kumari Gayatri Devi. I am thankful to our yoga and meditation expert, Ms. Madina Bandashova and Ms. Sileva Dovitis. I am also thankful to our dance and music performers. I owe my heartfelt thanks to Team Project Self USA, Shri Rajesh Rabindranath, Ms. Pavitra Srinivasan, Ms. Madhurika Arvind, Ms. Rashmi Kashi, Dr. Prasad Akavu, Dr. Vijay Reddy, Ms. Gina Suresh, Mr. Karthik Palamalai, Mr. K.L. Alexander, Mr. Venkat Sriram Lalu, Ms. Deepthi Nair, Ms. Avneet Bad, Mr. Suresh, Mr. Devaraju, Ms. Deepa Arun. I thank Team Project Siv Bharat, Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar, Dr. Shweta Tomar, Aditi Meghna Mausan Prachi, Mr. J.S. Juneja, Dr. Paramji Juneja, Rishi, Vishalji, Arnav, Aditya, Ashwin, Rati, Dharmendra Ji, Uday, Pooja Ji, Bharti Ji, Dipti Ji, Amrish Ji, Mrinalini Ji, Khushbu Ji, Jimmy Ji, Mr. Sanjay Rajput, Ms. Simran Reel. I am also very grateful for our new members in the team of United Consciousness, Ms. Aishwarya, Ms. Priyanka and Mr. Prakash Tyagi. I am very much thankful to our wonderful audience and all the visible and invisible sources blessing us.